Okay, getting on with the informational items. Item number 1 is personnel actions. Do you have any questions? Item number 2, we're revisiting the policy discussion 09425, assault and threats of violence. It's item number 2. If you'll recall, we pulled this one when we were looking at the recommended policies. And let me stress to you that a recommended policy is something that the board can choose or not choose to adopt. We have the legal policies that we must adopt, and then we have the recommended policies. When this was placed as a recommended policy and the board looked at this, if you look on the second page, there was the paragraph that talked about serious threat and notifying the student who has been threatened. And there was some question about what constitutes a serious enough threat for the parent to be notified. So this was tabled, and I wanted to come back to show you behind that is the current policy. And for discussion only, do you all want to pursue this and put this in as a first reading at the next board, or more discussion at the next board meeting and a first reading at the end of September? Or do you want to table this and just leave the current policy?
I like the addition, so I would like to proceed with having a first and second reading. I think it adds to the policy as appropriate.
Okay, then we'll move on with the recommended policy and do a first reading at the next meeting. Okay. No, because I put it on to discussion, so we didn't put it on to vote. Monthly financial report, Annette.
The financial reports that you have available are the normal standard procedure reports that you get every month, the financial report as well as the warrants. I know a lot of times we get emails before the board meeting and we answer any questions, so I always offer, if you have more that you come available, then let me know and I will get those answers for you. So I didn't know if there was anything you needed me to answer.
I have no additional.
Okay.
I move to accept the financial report. Janet? Yes.
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 Item number 4 is the warrant.
Right. You didn't have any other questions about that either?
I move to accept the monthly warrant.
Jenna?
Yes.
Gary?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, item number 5 is the adoption of the tax rate for 2012-2013.
Right, the budget committee met on August 21st talking about how we put the budget together, all the staffing, getting all the positions together, ready for where everybody is out at their locations. So we had a lengthy conversation talking about having a balanced budget, and Linda and myself talked about recommending the compensating rate instead of the 4%. So the budget committee talked about that, and that was with great pleasure to recommend to this board that we do the compensating and not the 4%.
I move to accept the compensating rate. Yes. Yes.
Items 6 through 10 are consent items. Do you have any that you want to pull off and have discussion?
I'd just like to say thank you for keeping the compensating rate. Really appreciate it.
Number 9. Item number 9, Glenda would like to pull off. Any other items? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, item number 9 is the SBDM Council's carryover request. At the current policy, we allow the schools to carry over 10% of their original site-based allocation. You can see on the page attached to that, behind it, is the total of each school that was not spent, the 10% that they're carrying over, and the carryover request. I realize that there's been some discussion about revisiting that board policy. So Glenda, I know that you want to...
Now, if we vote to accept this, when we have been talking at board meetings that we want that to change, we have to change the policy first.
That's it, under the current policy, we change the policy. We can't, we have to accept this. They're operating under this policy.
Okay. And then next month, the policy will be on
The next month, at the working board meeting, we'll make the policy a discussion item, and then at the end of the month, if you want to do a first reading on a new policy, that will be available. So what we do have to vote on is to, under this policy, the schools can carry over 10%, and so you can see what is being carried over. So we'll need a motion.
What happens if we say no?
You can vote no. Then they'll get all their money.
We'll get all their money? Okay.
I move to accept the current carryover request. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, item number 11 is the creation of an additional special education instructional assistant in the FMD classroom at 6th District. Numbers do warrant the additional support staff in the classroom.
I'll second. Yes.
Item number 12 is the occupational and physical therapy service contract. In your packet is a memo from Michelle Berkey that outlines the process that she went through to select this vendor. Do you have any questions for Michelle?
No, second. Yes.
Yeah.
Item number 13 is the lease with Gateway for the alternative program site. Do you have any questions? Under Krista's questions here, the responses are in red. She did ask about the contract with Gateway. This is the response. We do pay Gateway $30 a square foot. However, when Mr. Kippenbrock and I began searching for a site for the alternative programs last summer, we had bids anywhere from $15,000 to $20,000 a month. This is by far the best deal. Plus, the students have a cafeteria, have a gymnasium, have some outdoor space. So Gateway is really cutting us a really good deal for this space.
Have we asked Ed to
Ed said that he is barely breaking even paying the utilities and the maintenance and things like that on the building.
It's also based upon, do you When we leased Two Rivers to Gateway, that's what we charged them. It was just, we flipped it. I mean, we charged that amount. That's where it came from.